So today, um, my left shoulder has been bothering me, so I'm thinking about having a sort of active recovery day. I'm starting off my workout with a walk, which I will not record. Um, and then after that, I'm thinking I could do some accessories like forearms and probably also some body weight exercises. So I'm going to go on a walk of about 2 to 3 miles, which is around 5K, maybe a little longer. And then after that, do some body weight exercises, anything that doesn't really hurt my shoulder. Um, but yeah, um, gonna go on a walk now, and then whatever happens next is next. It's raining today. More like a drizzle, but not too heavy. In any case, finished my walk. Now I'm doing some movement drills or movement exercises up and down this hill. So I'm going to walk backwards downhill and backwards uphill and finish off with some rope flow. With walking backwards down the hill, so since it's not a movement that I guess I don't do often, or most people do often, or for that matter, I don't think the body is necessarily designed to walk backwards down a hill. It does take a lot of cognitive or mental effort in order to make sure that you're moving your body the right way without falling over backwards. And I think that aspect of things forces I guess your core to be a little bit more engaged as well. Also, it's while descending, it's a constant lengthening of the muscle, so it seems like I'm doing many eccentrics to lower my body versus concentric contractions which would be required to get myself up. Now, after reaching the bottom, I'm going to walk backwards. So walking backwards up the hill is definitely pretty taxing on the quads. So if you are someone who is into calisthenics and is looking for exercises outside of, I guess, body weight squats and stuff, in order to train your quads, I would highly recommend walking backwards up a hill. The steeper it is, the more of a burn you're going to feel on your quads. Yeah. The hill that I'm using today is slightly steeper than the one that I was using, I think, 2 videos ago. So, it's definitely not as taxing from a resistance perspective. So I was dragging weights up the hill in that video, but in this one, even though I'm not dragging any weight, since the hill is longer and a little steeper, it's definitely giving me a really good burn on the quads. So I don't know, that's something to think about when you're, I guess, exercising. It's not necessarily about how much weight's on the bar or how much weight you're using all the time. People have different lengths of arms, different lengths of legs, and stuff like that. That does not necessarily... So for example, on a bench press, people who have short arms tend to perform well or move more weight than people who have longer arms. Does that necessarily mean that they're stronger or are going to have more muscle? I don't necessarily think so. It's all about the perceived weight on the muscle than the actual weight on the muscle, if that makes sense. So even though there's no weight involved on this, I definitely think walking backwards up a hill can help you build some pretty good quads. And for that matter, if you look at trail runners and stuff who run up hills, they have maybe not the musculature of a bodybuilder, but definitely pretty thick legs. Moving into some rope flow at the end of the sets. I'm going to try and talk through this, hope the camera picks, or hope the audio picks it, or microphone picks it up. So, with the rope, there's a lot of patterns that so the reason I got one of these ropes is because of someone named David Weck that I've been following, and I'm a big, I'll just do one arm patterns, and I'm, I guess a big believer. I don't know, I see the point he's trying to make. Like, I don't just blindly believe him. In trying to understand what he's talking about, he is essentially trying to say that, like, the big three lifts, like squat, bench, and deadlift, don't necessarily translate into athleticism or balanced locomotion. And speaking from my personal experience, I used to do powerlifting, and no matter how strong I got at squats, bench, or deadlift, I didn't necessarily feel any more athletic. I wasn't running any faster, and I just felt tight all the time. My mobility was kind of, screwed up. I felt like I was at more risk of injury and stuff, and I just kind of took it for granted that this is probably just what happens over time. You get tighter. But since focusing on some of these unconventional, weird looking exercises, I've personally seen a lot of improvement in my mobility and stuff like that, and much more nice in my day-to-day life while moving around than when I used to do just bodybuilding and powerlifting exercises. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. This is just anecdotal stuff, but it's, I guess, a lot of people online that seem to be training this way seem to report similar results. And yeah, so I'm going to walk backwards up and down this hill and then do this at the end. I'll try to show you guys some different patterns. Alright, let me try to do this. So, there is a simple figure eight. So you just do this. This was like the first thing I did as I picked the rope. Is it better if it's closer to me? So this figure eight pattern is what I used to do first when I picked up the rope. So that's just going like this. By the way, the rope has a light resistance to it, which makes the body work a little. So it's not just a light rope. Then another thing you can do is do doubles on one side. So then you can do overhands with the so it looks, or at least what I'm calling overhands. So And it's really hard to describe biomechanically what I'm doing to achieve these things. You kind of just have to play around with the device. And then you can move in and out of different patterns. So I'm moving back to what I was doing. Then you can start taking your wrists out of it and then try to sway the rope just by moving your body side to side. So this is a lot of obliques and core. Then if you outstretch your arm, it's going to hit your body a little different. If you bring it closer, it's going to hit your body a little different. And then you can move into another thing. And then you can try to do you can do underhands. And all of this will recruit the muscles in your body a slightly different way. And then even with this, you can do doubles. Yeah, so just wanted to show all of that. The rain is kind of starting to pick up, so let me finish my uphill downhills and hopefully the rain dies down and I can record some more. So another thing that I'm doing is moving up and down the hill with the rope flow while doing the rope. So looks like this. So stuff like that. And this is like today's an active recovery day, and so that's why I'm focusing on this kind of stuff today. Don't really want to handle any heavy weight, just get blood moving and not be sedentary. I do think this kind of stuff translates into better mobility and stuff, just smoother mobility. But in my personal opinion, just this alone isn't enough to like get jacked or be super athletic. You have to actually do the movements I think doing stuff like this creates sort of body awareness and the ability to utilize your whole body as a unit and create fluid motion, smooth fluid motion. And once you get smooth enough, you can, I don't know, there's a quote that the David Beck guys say, it's like, slow is smooth, smooth is fast, or something. So pretty much the point they're trying to make is you do these things slow, then eventually it becomes smooth, and then once you get smooth with it, you can get fast. And I mean, a lot of athleticism kind of comes down to doing kind of smooth motions, I would say, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's all about learning rhythm of body movement. The rain is starting to pick up. I don't really think I can record a whole lot more. I'm just going to do this for a bit. But yeah, this is kind of an active recovery day. I kind of might do this or similar stuff tomorrow, just to give my shoulder some time to heal. But yeah, let's see what happens the next couple of days. Anyway, this is all for today's video. See you all tomorrow.